Well, some time back, I had Kevin help me build a shed for Ellen over here. Just the other day, we went ahead and actually put solar collectors up on top. Amazon Black Friday special, 200 watts a piece. Well, 2 panels came with this little controller right here. And then we went ahead and wired it into a bit of a deep cycle marine battery right there. And then come across this inverter. It's 1,000 watt. This was also another one of Amazon specials. Plugged in an old fluorescent. Let there be light, okay? Yeah. Pretty slick. It's pretty slick. Very simple. Battery ran out right around $100. This guy right here, I don't quite remember, but he wasn't too expensive. The panels and this controller right here together with the wires and all and the mounts, it was like about 120. Pretty reasonable. Now she has electricity, and the inverter has 3 outlets. A shed was built for Ellen to store stuff that had been in the attic. She's got a lot of stuff just collected here. We recently had cleaned up the place here a bit because my son Alex, his buddy Tom, slept in that inflatable bed right there when they came on vacation here. Yeah, the shed was very basic, single wall construction, steel roof. As I said, its entire purpose was to be as a storage shed. Because it was for storage, I only had 1 window put in here. Otherwise, all the walls are solid. Got a little doorstep right there. Yeah, sidewalk going out. So Ellen's shed is short of being a livable cabin. It came out to around $6,000, mostly in materials, and I paid Kevin labor. It's a single wall. There's no interior like drywall put up or anything. I have no wires or outlets run through it, yet I can do that and probably will eventually. I put only 1 window in because I just felt it was better off for storage with less light coming in, and you can get in 1 window like you can get in another, but I just thought it was a little more secure. Steel door with no window and so on, harder for people to get inside of it. But mostly I was worried about the light. I left the 1 window over a little workbench there for her where she wants to probably work on orchids and things. So kind of a potting table inside the bench for when it's nasty and raining outside. We also have a office desk that was purchased recently that's going to go up in there, and that's going to be for her sewing machine. The sewing machine's going out there when she has things to do with that. And so that was the main reason why I decided, well, let's put an independent solar system up on this. I already have one on my gate. My automatic gate out here is on its own solar panel. It's got a 100-watt panel, and it's using just a car battery. It's been going now since 2016. The only failure I've had was the ants got into the control box one time, drawn by stray voltage. Yeah, they crawled in there, and then they were shorting things out. I managed to get them out before they did any real damage, and then I caulked the holes shut with silicone. And so hopefully it's not happening again. Would have been nice if the manufacturer had put a little rubber grommet around the cord going in the bottom. That's how they got in to seal it, but they didn't. Yeah, and so I've been toying with the idea of putting a standalone solar car charger here for the second EV. The Alpha Wolf pickup is slowly making its way towards production, and when that happens, I will have one. I really am impressed with this vehicle unless something major comes up about them, and so I'm going to want a second car charger, and I want that charger again to be freestanding, not hooked through the house. The other one we have here is integrated through the house, so it's sharing extra voltage when we get extra kilowatts that the house or the Tesla Powerwall is not using. It will send it to my car. But I want one that's completely dedicated, that doesn't have to deal with the house on another over here. So that's going to come up too. I'm really getting kind of hot on the idea, or happy about the idea of smaller, independent charging systems with solar rather than one massive system that covers everything. Previously, I had run armored cable here from the house out to the potting shed that I built some time back. So we get current out there. It's running off the house. Every time there is a lightning strike near the house, for some reason or another, that circuit breaker that I hook to blows in the house. It's got something to do with the cable I laid through. That was a vinyl-clad, steel-armored, industrial type like they'd use on machines and stuff. It should be all right, but I don't know. Perhaps I need to put a second ground on the shed outlet, maybe. I thought it had ground back to the original, but maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, it works fine. I'm not having any real big problems with it, except the periodic rare lightning strike issues. But I'm kind of wishing now that instead of wiring that one to the house, that I had just put panels up on that shed and made it independent. It's kind of nice when all this stuff is separated. When one thing stops working, the other one's still working. The one doesn't make a load and draw off the other, and so on. I think it's a better idea with solar. Anyhow, I had the guy from Solar Edge over here twice in this last week. Optimizers. Oh boy. The optimizers on the panels, that's those are SunPower panels, but they've got Solar Edge optimizers, and they are required. They're fused, and they stop the system from burning. They also, without optimizers, if one panel starts to go into the shadow, the rest of them tend to follow it. With the optimizers, each is every individual. They're independent of one another. But, I don't know, things, I guess, were designed for use in California and Arizona and not necessarily Puna. When we brought them down, I had green moss all over one of them. I'm not surprised it was going out. Moisture here. I suspect they're still a good deal, but I have a feeling they need some extra protection when they're put in under the panels around here. And we've had them in there messing with the Solar Edge integrated charger because it wasn't shutting down the way it should. Supposedly, it's going to be all right now. We will see. Okay. Anyway, there's a little bit about Ellen's solar she shed. Hang loose. Aloha.